Hello everyone and welcome. It's Lainey. So I wanted to get this done today, so you've seen us twice with no makeup. But it is the Christmas favourite, and I thought if I don't do it now, and the fact that it's Christmas Eve in how many minutes? 35 minutes. Because it's currently 25 past 11 on the 23rd, so I thought I'd best get it sorted, get it done, get it up, otherwise I won't. It was on my list of things to do, and I won't get it recorded before. So these are my Christmas favourites, as I've already said, haven't I? So basically it's the first category, would you say, is Christmas movies. So my favourite is, well, I've got like two from when I was a kid and one from when I was, well, actually it was when I first watched it when I was a child as well, but it's also one that I've like grew up loving, I suppose. Well, they all are really. Anyway, I'm going to start. So the first one is Santa Claus the movie, and I mentioned this in my must-see films, I think it was, that I recorded a few weeks ago. It's just, I watched it as a child, it just seems so magical, you know, like when I was young and everything, and obviously when you are young and you have all that magic that's surrounding it. And I think I also said then that it was the best sort of Santa, that it was my exact impression of Santa Claus, like that I'd seen, that I would imagine him to look like. So if I had to picture him, that's exactly how I would picture him. It's, if you haven't seen it, it's a lovely film. I think it came out in 85. I may be wrong, but I think it did. But I definitely would recommend you watch it. I think most people have seen it, to be honest. It's the same with this next one, which is It's a Wonderful Life, which is just, you know, it's just such a lovely film, you know what, and it's just a classic, and it's kind of ageless. It makes you feel good, kind of thing. And you know, of course, every time you hear a bell ring, an angel gets its wings. You'll know that if you've watched it. And I'm guessing, you know, the majority of people have. It's, like I said, it's one of them films, isn't it? What I'm not so sure that people have seen is this one that came out in 1988. Now, I watched this as a child, and I last watched it when my children were small, or smaller. And it's called Ernest Saves Christmas, and it's a bit sort of slapstick, slightly Norman Wisdom-ish, but more aimed at kids rather than adults. And I can't remember the guy's name who plays Ernest, but there's various Ernest films out there. Ernest in South Africa, I think. There's I'm trying to think of the other ones, but there's various Ernest films out there. And if you've got children, I really recommend this, because I think it's, well, you know, I'd recommend them all, but especially this and Santa Claus the movie for kids, because they're just both, one's obviously really funny, but it's like got a heartwarming story to it, and one is just like the magic of Christmas altogether. I also want to mention Home Alone, because it's just got to be done. Miracle on 34th Street, which I also love. Elf, which I was late to the party on watching that, but when I did watch it, I really liked it. And the only one that I don't like, that I just can't get away with, is Polar Express. Oh, I didn't mention Jack Frost as well. That's another lovely Christmas film. So I would definitely watch that if you haven't seen it. And yeah, so back to the only one I don't like. So the only one I don't like is Polar Express. Polar Express. I can't say it. I really can. I just do not like that type of animation, that sort of type of animation that is mixed with sort of human movement and features and things. It just looks creepy to me. I find it very creepy. I know that there's a lot of people out there that do like it, and you know, and do love this film, but I've never watched it at the end. I watched 40 minutes of it and I just found it very creepy. But it's each to their own, isn't it? Definitely is. The next one, the next category is music. So Christmas music. I don't really think there's a Christmas song that I don't like, or carol, or anything that's related to Christmas. I pretty much love them all. But I think I'm going to go with Mud's Lonely This Christmas, Shakin' Stevens Merry Christmas Everyone, and probably just edging both of them would be the Pogues is Fairy Tale of New York, because it's just a classic, isn't it? It's just the Christmas film, it's just the Christmas song, isn't it? It's just fantastic. But yeah, I just love all Christmas songs, to be honest. I like Last Christmas and Step Into Christmas and Mistletoe and Wine even. Who likes that but me? But like, there's just loads of them. So the next thing is decorations, and we've always had, when I was younger and growing up, we had all the big streamers, big hanging decorations, Christmas tree, which was, we've always been very, well, to me it's very traditional, so very sort of 80s, like I remember, which was basically every colour, every size, every whatever, colour, bauble, tinsel, you name it, that went on the tree. There was no, the tree was always green, and then you literally had every single colour going on it, and that to me is what I would class as traditional. And I know the theme now is to do it all very colour themed and stuff like that, but I just don't think I'd ever be able to do that. It just doesn't feel like a Christmas tree to me. But and to be honest, you know, they do look amazing. I've seen them, and like, especially, you know, when you go to like the big like town centres and things like that, and they've got their theme of whatever, and it does look amazing. It's just like, for me, it just has to have everything on, and there is everything on it, literally, like new stuff that we've bought, stuff we've had from years, stuff from before. And my favourite is a yellow silk thread Christmas bauble that belonged to my granddad, because obviously it was my granddad's, and it just has that memory for me. So that is my absolute favourite. And although it's, I think they came out in the sort of late 70s, early 80s, so it is looking a bit battered now, so I've retired it, as it were, even though obviously it only comes out once a year. I have retired it fully, so it's put away permanently, and then I've replaced it with, so yes, so I got them to replace it, because to me it's just priceless, and you know, it's lost its like its thread and its thing, but I may be able to fix it. I'm not sure though if like I would still like to just keep it away, even though like it's only out for a couple of weeks of the year, but I just think it may be better, you know, to do that. Right, so next thing is food. So obviously I love all of the Christmas dinner, all of the Christmas food, which is really bad. So the Christmas dinner, my favourite things are sausage stuffing. I absolutely love sausage stuffing. In fact, if we ever have like a dinner, we have sausage stuffing on that. It doesn't matter whether it's Christmas or not, we always have it. And we tend to make a bit extra so that like later, either if we fancy something to eat later, we can have some nice bread with some extra turkey or gammon or whatever, and a bit of Christmas, a bit of sausage stuffing, or we eat it the next day as well, just as like picky foods, but love sausage stuffing. And then Brussels sprouts, weirdly I'm picking Brussels sprouts. I can't even say it. I am picking Brussels sprouts, yay. Because I think they're just so underrated. Like, I love them, mate, and I just think they're so underrated, and people are always like, oh, you know what I mean? But I think they're lovely, I really do. And the last one, well, one of the last ones is roast potatoes, because I just love roast potatoes, but for some reason I only do roast potatoes in goose fat. Like, we only have roast potatoes in goose fat at Christmas. But it's just amazing. And I mean all the other things as well, like the turkey, the gravy. We always have Yorkshire puddings. It's probably just because it's a northeast thing. I know a lot of places don't, but we do. We have, whenever, if we're having a roast dinner or Christmas dinner, then it's always Yorkshire puddings as well, so they'll be there. And the only thing I don't really like is carrots. Now, I really like carrots raw, but I don't like carrots cooked. I don't know why, I just don't. So yeah, so that'll be like Christmas dinner taken care of. The last category, is it categories? Yeah, I'll just say that. It's traditions. So we've always been a big thing for traditions. I can't speak, I really can't. So it's always been a big thing in our family for tradition, and it's always been things that have, like, from my childhood, like never ever seen anything that we ever got, so I never ever everything, I don't know how my mum hid them and everything, but she did somehow. And nothing was ever bought in front of us. Like, family never gave presents in front of us, so it was always like we never saw anything, if you know what I mean. So like, everything was given to my mum and dad beforehand, so the first time we saw it was when it was all under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning. Up until we got older, and then once we were older and we knew and all that, then anything that came would just be put straight under the tree. So what we did as a child would also be, it was like new pyjamas. You had to have new pyjamas. Well, we used to get new pyjamas, new dressing gown, new slippers for Christmas Eve. And we'd always have a bath, which was always sort of like, well, my mum used to say we could go in after tea type of thing, or we could go in before tea, so we were 5ish, but we'd be like edging for like 2 o'clock. It's the one day of the year that you want to go to bed early, you want to do everything quicker and earlier, don't you? So yeah, we used to get the Christmas pyjamas, we used to get our stockings ready and put them on our beds. We used to have our bath and then get into our pyjamas, and then we always got like a treat. We used to get like a bottle of pop, some sweets and crisps, which was after tea. And usually tea on a, like, was either picky, sort of like a picky food tea on Christmas Eve, or when my nana was still alive, we used to have like gammon and potatoes and sweet corn and peas type of thing. And then obviously we'd have our sweet treats after, and we'd just sit and watch Christmas TV, wishing that it was bedtime and that we could go to sleep and that Santa would be here. And then on the morning, we weren't allowed to get up before 7 in the morning. And then we were allowed to get up, but we all had to sit and wait until my mum made our cups of tea. And she used to make us all cups of tea, not that any of us three ever drank it, but she always made us them. And that sort of few minutes it took for the kettle to boil on that morning, when we'd obviously seen all the presents by now and we were like absolutely amazed, you know what I mean? And that few minutes was just like torture. But it's strange though, because like I've done exactly the same with mine, you know, I've done exactly the same, and we always got like the same thing in the stocking. So there'll be like what's it called, a tangerine orange and a clementine in the foot toe bit, and then there'll be a banana and apple, and there'll be like a large carton of juice, a packet of crisps, popcorn, a box of like roses, and then on the top like there'd be a smallish present stuck in the top. I did exactly the same for mine, and I hope that if my two ever have children then they do this as well, because it's just amazing and magical, and I just always loved it, and I always have loved this time of year, like just Christmas is. And it's not about, you know, the presents you get, because even as a child I remember thinking that, yeah, obviously I was chuffed about the presents, but I just loved the whole of it. I loved the whole of the build up, I loved the Christmas songs, the decorations, I loved just being together and like having a like happy times with your family and stuff like that. And it was just an amazing thing. Anyway, that being said, I've now waffled for however long, and I need to get this up in time for Christmas Eve, which is now precisely 10-12 minutes away or whatever it is. So I'll get this edited and get it up, and I'd just like to say Merry Christmas basically to everybody out there. Thank you so much for all your comments and watches and everything. It's been amazing, like just starting this channel in the last few months, just been amazing. So I'm just really pleased, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope you continue to watch in the upcoming year. Bye for now. Bye.